Kevin Cole here with you, and joining me live in the studio, Mary Lambert. Thank you so much for coming in this afternoon. Appreciate it.
I'm so excited.
So am I. And you've got a whole bunch of stuff going on. You're playing the Fremont Abbey on the 14th.
Mm-hmm, for the round. It's such a fun show.
Cool. And the Crocodile on the 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
And then joining Macklemore and Ryan Lewis at the Gorge for Sasquatch.
Yeah.
We will talk all about that, but how about a couple songs to start things off?
Sure, yeah. This one isn't released yet, but I like it.
You are Sanskrit on my skin, peel me open till I am nothing but a whisper. Name yourself sinner. I only play for pennies, and I don't play for sinners. I play for sadness, I play for dead things. So pull the bones from their sockets, please be soft while you do it, for I am fragile and vacant. Sarasavati sung me to sleep. I rested my head against a knee, and the music I like goes up and down like bobbing bodies in the river bend. And they say, Mary, why are you sung so sad? Look at the luck and fortune you've had. Why do you cry at night? Pull the bones from their sockets, please be soft while you do it, for I am fragile and vacant. You can take my body and tongue and organs, whisper to my skin like death does, or red and rosy and stuff. Bones from their sockets, please be softer while you do it, for I am fragile and vacant.
So this next one is the single version of Same Love. It's called She Keeps Me Warm, and we're going to be releasing it in the next month or so, really excited about it.
I smell like safety and home. I named both of her eyes, forever and please don't go. I could be a morning sunrise all the time, yeah. And this could be good, and this could be good, and I can't change even if I try, even if I wanted to. And I can't change even if I try, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm, she keeps me warm, she keeps me warm, she keeps me warm. What's your middle name? Do you hate your job? Do you fall in love too easily? What's your favorite word? Do you like kissing? You make me so nervous when you look at me. She says that people stare 'cause we look so good together. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to. And I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is patient. Love is kind. I'm not crying on Sundays. I'm not crying on Sundays. I'm not crying on Sundays. Patient. Love is kind. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is patient. Love is kind.
You're going to be playing that in front of 20,000 people at the Gorge when you join Macklemore and Ryan Lewis at Sasquatch.
It's kind of huge.
It's. I imagine your life has changed radically since "Same Love" came out,
Yeah.
and since you just played your version of the song. How did the collaboration ever come about?
We ran in similar circles. So we had a mutual friend, Hollis Wongware, who is like just always doing everything, and she's amazing. And she contacted me. It's almost been a year, I think, since she contacted me. She called me. It was like 3 p.m. It's like, hey, do you want to do a song with Macklemore? I was like, yeah, sure. I think I can pencil it in. And so, and she was like, can you come in the studio tonight? I was
Wow.
like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, okay. It felt just like my entire career, like this was that moment, that pinnacle moment. And
That
so,
you had been building towards that?
yeah, I mean,
Like-
how often do you get that opportunity? And you know, I was playing venues to like 4 people. I was like, this is kind of insane. So
did you have the song already? Or did Macklemore or Ryan Lewis have a kind of a rough draft of what they were thinking about?
yeah, they had they had the chords, and the entire song was there except for
All the verses.
except for the chorus. And I took the I wrote the chorus for that song specifically for it, and since have pieced it
On
together.
the spot that night?
Yeah.
That is so cool.
It was terrifying, you know. But they were so nice about it, and I remember them sitting on the couch, and
Well, they had
you
to have
know.
been big fans if they reached out.
I mean, I think Hollis played them like a YouTube video, and they're like, okay, we'll try it, you know. But I think once I sang it, I looked up, and they're like tears in their eyes. I was like, I think I nailed it.
Nice.
Pretty
Well,
good.
you did nail it.
Yeah.
So, well, since we're on that, I would love to hear a little bit of your experiences since the Macklemore and Ryan Lewis album came out and Same Love was released as a single. A lot's gone on. I mean, that song went to #1 in Australia, I think,
Yeah.
right?
It was crazy.
So when Macklemore and Ryan Lewis tour, are you on the road with them? Do you get choppered into special shows? How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. So I toured with them for about 2 months on the West Coast and the East Coast. And then I did a solo tour, so I wasn't able to come to the other ones, and I didn't fly internationally with them. But so occasionally they'll fly me out for different shows, which is like the coolest job in the world.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's so awesome. So you perform Same Love. Like, what is that like for you to see a song that you'd worked on, you know, in that studio with a small group of people, and then that song kind of progressed. You know, at first I'm sure, you know, it was a new song. People didn't know it.
Right.
They were responding to it. But then it becomes pretty much a cultural phenomenon.
Right.
And people are singing along to the lyrics, having incredibly charged emotional responses to it.
Right.
What is that like for you?
It's completely surreal. I mean, I think as an artist, you want to be able to impact and change the world, but rarely do you get a platform to do that. And, you know, when I recorded it, it was instantly like, oh, this is going to be huge for my career, and, I get to perform this and thousands of people. And then I think once Referendum 74 was coming up and, you know, people were contacting me, there was a man that contacted me that he got gay bashed, and the song was really helping him through that. And I think it was at that moment that I really realized this was not about ego. It wasn't about any of us. It was about something shifting socially, and
the message.
Right. So that is an honor, and it's really humbling to go across the nation and see people singing the song and reacting so positively to it. But once we released it, my girlfriend said, "It's like, what if you do Ellen?" I was like, "I can't do Ellen. No way. That'll never happen." And then when when these things happen, and it's life changing.
Sure, why not? Dreams come true.
Yeah, yeah.
What was it like playing Ellen for you?
I loved it. I like doing studio shows or studio performances because the sound is always really good. It can really, like, you're myself and just surreal to.
Are you kind of a perfectionist that way?
I am.
Yeah.
And just to perform for such a huge gay icon, like she has eyes of a quiet storm. She's so beautiful.
Yeah, and that was just things getting the ball rolling, right?
Yeah.
So when Referendum 74 passed, or same-sex marriage passed in Washington in November, did you feel like you had a hand in that?
I think it was really hard for me to say I might have had something to do with that. And like lately I've been accepting, like, okay, maybe we did something really huge. But, you know, I was on a break between touring when 74 passed. And that was one of the most beautiful nights of my entire life.
Were you up on Capitol Hill?
Yeah,
or
well,
here
we started the showbox, and then me and my girl went up to the hill and went into the rows, and it was like just the entire street. I mean, anyone that lived here could attest to that. Just the whole city was like electric for weeks, just about the beauty of equality and of love, and I think everybody felt really connected to their communities.
Yeah, it's been an amazing experience. Mary Lambert live on KEXP playing Fremont Abbey on the 14th. You said that's something in the round.
Yeah, it's the round. I'm playing with Daniel Blue from Moto Pony, so it'll
cool.
be like a shifting of songs. It'll be really fun.
Got it. So you kind of work that way.
Yeah.
It's not a poetry evening.
No, well, they do have poetry.
I know that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Well, I was going to ask because your album or your EP, Letters Don't Talk, came out last fall-ish. But for a couple years prior to that, you'd been doing a lot of poetry and spoken word stuff.
Right. When I stumbled onto spoken word, it really changed my life. I was attending Cornish and studying composition, and then I think I just found a YouTube video, and I was so inspired, and I was like, I want to do that. I think I can do that, because there's a beauty in spoken word that you can just say things really the way that it is, rather than thinking technically about a chorus and a bridge, and I really loved that. It was just a totally different art form.
Well, I was going to ask about that, if it was for you, or if your poems are always musical.
They initially weren't, especially like for slam competition rules.
Yeah.
You can't have music. You can sing.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I often brought my singing into my poems.
Had you been writing songs prior to that?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't like poetry came first and music came later.
No. But I think music definitely was a first love. I was writing songs about my Beanie Babies, which were really special songs. You should dig them out. But so while I was at Cornish, I decided that lyricism and poetry didn't need to be so, because I was playing to my music world and then playing poetry shows, and I never had the two
You're
collide.
keeping them separated.
Yeah, and so I decided that at my shows I kind of wanted to do a little of both, and I think the best way to get people that aren't necessarily into playing poetry or spoken word is to ease them in through music. So I usually have music in undertones.
Well, some of the songs, like I Know Girls, is really like, that feels like a poem set to music.
Yeah,
or
totally.
spoken word for sure. Mary Lambert live here on KEXP on the afternoon show, again playing May 14th at Fremont Abbey, the 23rd at the Crocodile. We'll post a link to your other shows online. Then you'll be joining Macklemore and Ryan Lewis at the Gorge for Sasquatch. I know you've got a New York show wedged in between there.
Yeah.
And you have a band now.
I have the most amazing band in the whole world, and they're so attractive, and they're the most talented people in the whole universe.
Would you introduce them?
Yeah, on vocals, this is Maya Manser, and she's got her own projects. She does a million things. And Chandra Johnson on violin, and Chandra does also a million things. She is I want to grow up to be Chandra. And then Twan is on the drums, Twan Efford, and he's a new addition, and he's absolutely amazing, and will bend over backwards to do anything. It's incredible. And Tim Mendonça is on guitar and bass, and Tim and I have been friends for a long time, and he's beautiful.
Well, you're all beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me on the afternoon show today, Mary Lambert and band. And how about a couple more songs?
Sure, yeah. This is a song off the EP. It's called This Heart.
This heart is tired and old. This heart is charcoal and cold. This heart throws the white flag when it gets hard, you know. I give in to the whole of your skin, and I give in when you let go, I'll begin, and I give in, am I doing this again? We cannot go back. We cannot go back. We cannot go. This heart's been sleeping for miles. This heart can't wait to see you. This heart doesn't want to convince you that this heart will not collapse. What are you doing in these chambers? Why are you sleeping in my ventricles? What are you doing in these chambers? Why are you sleeping in my ventricles? What are you doing in these chambers? Why are you sleeping in my ventricles? What are you doing in these chambers? Why are you sleeping in my ventricles?
fit into the social norm like squeezing in last year's prom dress. I know girls who are low-rise, MAC eyeshadow, and binge drinking. I know girls that wonder if they're disaster and sexy enough to fit in. I know girls who are fleeing bombs from the mosques of their skin, playing Russian roulette with death. It's never easy to accept that our bodies are fallible and flawed. But when do we draw the line? When the knife hits the skin, isn't it the same thing as purging because we're so obsessed with death? Some women just have more guts than others. The funny thing is women like us don't shoot. We swallow pills, still wanting to be beautiful at the morgue, still proceeding to put on makeup, still hoping that the mortician finds us sexy and attractive. We might as well be buried with our shoes and handbags and scarves. Girls, we flirt with death every time we etch a new tally mark into our skin. I know how to split my wrist to reveal a battlefield too, but the time has come for us to reclaim our bodies. Our bodies deserve more than to be war-torn and collateral, offering this as a pathetic means to say, I only know how to exist when I am wanted. Girls like us are hardly ever wanted, you know. We're used up and sad and drunk and perpetually waiting by the phone for someone to pick up and tell us that we did good. Well, you did good. I know I am, I said I am. I know I am because I said I am. I know I am because I said I am. My body is home. My body is home. Try this. Take your hands over your bumpy love body naked and remember the first time you touched someone with the sole purpose of learning all of them. Touch them because the light was pretty on them and the dust and the sunlight danced the way your heart did. Touch yourself with a purpose. Your body is the most beautiful royal. Fathers and uncles are not claiming your knife anymore, are not your razor, no, put the sharpness back. Lay your hands flat and feel the surface of scarred skin. I once touched a tree with charred limbs. The stump was still breathing, but the tops were just ashy remains. I wonder what it's like to come back from that, because sometimes I feel forest fires erupting from my wrists and the smoke signals sent out of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Love your body the way your mother loved your baby feet. And brother, arm wrapping shoulders, and remember this is important. You are worth more than who you attract. You are worth more than a waistline. You are worth more than beer bottles displayed like drunken artifacts. You are worth more than any naked body could proclaim in the shadows, more than a man's whim or your father's mistake. You are no less valuable as a size 16 than a size 4. You are no less valuable as a 32A than a 36C. Your sexiness is defined by concentric circles within your wood. It is wisdom. You are a tree stump with leaves sprouting out, reborn.
It's amazing. Mary Lambert live on KEXP. I Know Girls, Body Love, right before that, This Heart. Both of those songs you can find on the Letters Don't Talk EP. And you mentioned a new, well, She Keeps Me Warm coming out soon in June, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is that like a single?
That'll be the single, yeah.
What about an album coming out?
Hopefully in a year.
You're working on it?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, again, thank you so much for stopping by. The next show is at the Fremont Abbey on May 14th. And again, Mary Lambert and band, thank you so much for playing live on KEXP this afternoon.
Thanks so much for having us.